Hey everybody, this is Kajabi Day with my favorite person, Kajabi Jodee Peevor, my Kajabi consultant, my coach, my holy crap, open up the new world, make my world a better place. So, Jodee, here's the thing that we're going to be talking about today. Ready?
Yes.
Assessments.
Assessments.
I avoided them like crazy. And then, we worked together, and then you opened a whole new world. So can you just give everybody a sense, what is assessments in Kajabi?
So assessments can be used for lots of different things. You can segment people. You can give them a test because you can actually grade them on their answers. You can find things out about them. You could use it as a pre-coaching questionnaire.
Really?
There are loads of different applications. And really, the thing that's slightly frustrating about assessments is that they were created by the Kajabi team a couple of years back, and then they kind of went on the back burner as far as development is concerned, because they're working on lots of amazing things at the moment. And they will get back into assessments, but they haven't developed it for a while. So you can't do things like customize the button and change the background color and things like that. But you can with custom coding. So if you're happy to do a little bit of custom coding, like Pegine and I have been doing, we actually created a whole quiz for Pegine using Kajabi Gold, but with custom coding. So don't feel as though assessments as they are is all you can do, because you can actually play and make it better and make it more. But out of the box, guys, I promise you, it's very, very good. So you've got a homework submission there. It's one of the only ways you can ask somebody to upload a file. You can't do that in forms, you see.
Wait a minute. I got to get back to you about this, because forget about this share. So it's in assessments that people can upload forms.
A file.
Like their homework assignments.
Yes. And it's the only place in the moment in Kajabi you can do that.
Oh. Okay. So can I just brag on you for a little bit? Is that okay with that?
Of course.
So I'm going to, I love being producer and talker and all that stuff at the same time. It's just so much fun. So what I'm doing is I'm going to try to figure out, I just had it open to share with you, because I want to share with people what you're talking about in terms of the designs that we could create. And my boob is hitting my electronic button, so my boob is hitting the buttons for my table that goes up and down. Okay. So for those of you watching, if you're hearing ding, 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 it's because of that. Okay, so let me just get this to you, because I really want people to understand what you're talking about. And I don't think that they can see it until we show it. Okay. Oh, all right. I got what I'm saying. All right. So can you see this, Jodee, there? Yeah. So this is what Jodee designed for me. This is in one of our programs. So the Kick Your Own Butt business program. And they are required to do certain activities, correct?
Yeah, they have a lot of homework to do in this, because this is all about them showing up and really kicking ass. And it's not about Pegine kicking their ass. They're kicking their own butt. So we call it Kick Your Own Butt Boot Camp.
Correct. And what I'm going to do is I'm pressing start. And here's what you're talking about.
Yes.
So they are given an assignment. Mm-hmm. And once they give the assignment, they compile everything. It is only through what you're saying in assessments that they can upload that assignment.
Yes. Correct? When they're in your Kick Your Own Butt Bootcamp course, they're asked to create a series of videos and some content and imagery. And so they bring that all together on their computer and create a zip file. And then they come in here, and this is in the last post in your program. They come here, they click upload file, select that zip file from their computer, and then that miraculously makes its way to Pegine and her team. so that that content can be watched and they can be graded and homework assessed, etc. So it's brilliant.
This is brilliant, so that those of you that have been saying, well, like even for myself on one of the programs I wanted to do, I ended up going outside and using Google Forms, not knowing the capabilities of assessments. So it always stays within my Kajabi piece. They don't have to go out. So I could have done upload your materials here, upload, and I didn't know that. So that was one reason that I wanted you on, is like, oh, psh, who knew? The second thing that I wanted you on, and I think that everybody, you know, if you're watching this right now and you're using Kajabi and you have a question about it, about assessments, or if you just like hearing from Jodee and me, would you just put into underneath this, just put your comments, because we can read those comments and any of your questions. This is a once in a lifetime, actually, it's a once in a lifetime every week at 10:30.
Yes.
Opportunity to ask some quick question of Jodee regarding your Kajabi. We really, really, really are determined, Jodee and I, determined for you to be making money through Kajabi. And, you know, I would prefer you use my link so that you can keep on getting my love. And if you love me, just keep on using my link. And that'll go on after this, because I didn't have time to do it right now. But here's another thing that I wanted to share about what you did in for me and regarding assessments, that like, who knew? So I don't know where it is. So let me just go back to this, Jodee, with you, because you are going to take me through a little tour.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I am moi. I know Jack Squat, which you already know this. I know Jack Squat about assessments. This is what the assessment page looks like. Anything that you all see here doing that, I did not do that. Jodee did that because I don't know what I'm doing. So Jodee, I'm going to go and click on where it says new assessment, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to click on new assessment, and I'm going to call this Pro Test Makeup.
Mm-hmm. And you have to put something in description.
Yeah, so I'm going to put Pro Test Practice Session, okay? So that everybody here, and I'll put that over here. Pro Test Practice.
That becomes protest.
That's true. I just saw that. So should I always check automatically grade assessment, or is this because it's a homework, like a quiz?
This grading is for if it was a test.
Okay.
If you want to make sure that they've got 75% before they progress. So there's lots of things assessments can do. I want to start at the beginning though, so that I don't sort of overwhelm people. The key thing about assessments is they have to live somewhere. They are not standalone things. They live on a page or in a product, in a course.
Oh, okay. That's really important. That's really important. So
same as a form. If you create an opt-in form, it doesn't live, it doesn't achieve anything on its own. It has to sit on a page.
Okay. So it's either in a page, like a lead page, right? That I would make an assessment.
Yep.
Or it's within my course, like doing like if I did a course and I said, all right, I want to make sure you got this information, take this test. Yes. And so just so you know, Jodee and everybody watching, we did have in the Kajabi Sisterhood, which is this Kajabi Sisterhood Power Woman, we were playing with assessments last week, and that's why you're here. And I was telling them my passing grade of any course is based on my history of having been kicked out of 2 high schools. A gang member. So we were discussing what's passing grades for people, and they're like, oh, 70, 75. I'm like, hell no, they're lucky if they get 60. 60 is how I squeezed out and graduated. So, you know, just wanted to say that you can choose whatever you want as your course grade.
Absolutely. But what you might want to do is, I think it's fun. So even if your course doesn't necessarily need a test, see if you can come up with one, because it just I think it takes the course up another notch for that confirmation that they get it, but also a little bit of engagement. Who doesn't like a test? We all love a test. So long as we're not at school, we love a test.
You are so funny. That's what you think. So, all right, so let's say I'm going to make this test. I'm going to check on then. Okay, we're going to make this pro practice test. I'm going to put automatically grade assessment. And the passing grade immediately shows up. So since you love tests, nobody can get by unless they get 75% correct.
There you go. Brilliant.
All right. So now I press this over here. And
so there are two areas on here that are really important. The first one is your start text. And the second one is your completed text. Scroll down for me. Oh, hang on. It's because you've added grades. So when you don't have a grade, passed and failed has completed text. But if you scroll up slightly, the first bit, start text, that shows up at the beginning of the assessment. Then the other two are passed and failed. That's because you've graded it. If you hadn't done a grade, if you hadn't ticked that box, it would just say completed text. So start text, completed text. Now, the one thing that bugs me about assessments is, unless they're in a product, there's no way to redirect somebody when they finish. So imagine you've done this assessment as an opt-in, like a lead magnet.
Mm-hmm.
You then have to put a text link. Can you see that little chain icon on the?
Oh, yeah, right here.
You can't even do a button. So that annoys me slightly because I want it to be all sexy, and that annoys me slightly. But it's still a link, and you can still put it in there, and you say, "Hey, congratulations, you passed the assignment. Now go here." If it's part of your product, then you just go next. It takes you to the next post, so that's fine. It's only when the assessment is on a page that you then have to do a link for the next place they need to go to.
Oh, this is great. Good. And then I can also put in automations, which I'm not even going to get into that with you right now. Okay.
Well, let's do that as it is. There's another bit on here that you need to think about, which is top right. And this is, do you want the results to be sent to your team or to the customer, the member? So don't mess about with the email, because I've had clients mess about with the email. It's got a lot of complicated code in there to bring the results in.
Okay.
So it's situated, if you want to play with it, it's situated in settings. And because my clients played with it last year and messed it up, they've actually put a button at the bottom that says restore default.
I'm not going to touch it. You can't touch this. Dun. So I definitely have found for me, I love this send a completion email to the team.
Yeah.
And
they might want it as well, so you can send
and then one to them as well. And that's really good. Okay, so let me just go back to something here. I'm going to save this and I'm gonna end up deleting it, but you know how it goes. So, I know what I've got to share, everybody. So let me just show you what this would look like if it was on your page. So now it's going to show up like this, but it's not going to be sexy.
Well, there will be a button when we add the questions, because there aren't any questions in here yet. When we add the questions, so if you click edit questions, top left, that's it.
Yes.
There are different, let me tell you about the different questions that we've got. One of the things that will mean you use an assessment instead of a form. So there's two things that really make this stand out. One is the ability to upload a file. That's very, very good. You can only do that in assessment, not a form. Two is the ability to do a multi-select. Now, there's a difference between multi-select and multi-choice in Kajabi. Let me explain. Multi-choice you can do in a form and in an assessment. And that's where they've got 5 answers and they can choose 1.
Okay.
Multi-select is when they've got 5 answers and they can choose 3.
So why would I want the select?
What if you were doing an assessment to find out what people wanted to learn in your membership, and you gave them 7 things and you said, tick your top 3.
This is like, you're just like opening a world to me in Kajabi. And those of you who are watching, remember that you could always add a comment. You could always share some information and all this. So you just shared something really, again, Didn't know. So surveying our membership using assessments, we can give them. So what's your next step? Or what would you like to see from us? What would you, I did not know that. That's like a great survey opportunity. And I didn't realize that we can use assessment to do that.
And you can tag them based on their answers.
All right. So you're blowing my freaking mind as usual. All right. So I'm going to go into this add question.
All right. Let's do a multi-select to show that one off because it's sexy.
Okay. I'm going to do multi-select. That's awesome. So the first question is, so if I wrote, do I do it like an answer or?
No, this is a question. So it might be, what do you want from the membership? What's your top 3 problems right now, or that kind of thing.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so that's the question.
Then you click add answer below. And for each answer that you add, look, it says add a tag. Oh, so clever. So if you do text and put, I want Pegine to do somersaults every Friday. And then you can add a tag and call it somersaults. So if you type new tag somersaults and then you click create at the top there. Yeah, awesome. How cute is that?
This is great. So, and then of course, because we made it into a test, I would just do that. But if we were to do,
or you might have just done a survey one like this, which
yeah. But so, and then we would do another question. We can add as many questions as we want.
Well, these are the answers. So you would add, like, on Mondays, I want a team Zoom room to be open for 8 hours so that I can just come in whenever I need some company. So team Zoom room on Mondays. So you could put a thing for every day of the week. And once you've done your answers, you can drag and drop them and move them around if you get them in the wrong order. So that could be Zoom or something in there. And then,
okay. So I'm conscious of your time. So hold on. I'm just going to go also look. So this is what the pro test. That's so funny.
I know, exactly.
So this is what the Power Woman Pro test
professional test
looks like. If I just from this assessment, the short thing, then I could go here, and here are the questions. But if they were surveys, people can select as many as they want. We happened by accident, I made it as a quiz. So I know that if I did this and I submitted, it's submitting and it's working. And then it could tell me you passed this assessment.
Yay.
So this is what I love what you just shared, because I honestly, I didn't know. So let me just recap what you just taught us. And for all of you watching, not only is this being streamed in Pro, but I'm also streaming it in YouTube, so you can find it later on. And we'll just do we'll do a sisterhood Kajabi playlist. Nice. So that we can have all that there. So let me just review what you've taught me and taught all of us. And again, for those of you who don't know, this is Jodee Peevor, who I again wrote her last name wrong. It's what I do. And, one day I'll actually learn how to spell it. But for all of you, this is Jodee Peevor.
Hey.
And you can go to her website at jodeepeevor.com. Jodee is my coach and my consultant on Kajabi. So let me just share the things that I heard, okay? So today we're talking about assessments. Mm-hmm. You taught us about that we could use assessments for testing, for surveying our membership, to creating forms to request information. We could place those in our pages. Those could be our lead pages or informational pages. We can use them in our website. We could use them in our course to determine if they've actually used the material by doing the quiz, correct?
Yeah.
The second thing, so you did that. Then within that, you showed us that within the assessment, we can do two major things, or three major things. One, we could create it so people can upload materials or videos. If we were like you created for me this whole kick your own butt boot camp, so people have homework, they're going to be assigned their homework and they'll be able to upload that. The second thing that we can do is do with all of that tagging, so we know where what interest is showing up and we could automatically see that. The third thing that we can do, or shouldn't do not change anything, because it's detailed coding that's in there and you don't want to mess that up, but you should always send yourself and send to the people. The fourth thing that you said was the power of, what did you call it? Where they could select as many as they want.
Multi-select.
The multi-select. So in the multi-select, that you can select a lot of, people can have choice.
Exactly.
And you'll get a lot of information so you know your next steps. Is there anything that is in the short that we've left off from a basic? Obviously, we're basic in the assessments and all that.
So always ask yourself, what is the point of the assessment? Because you can take people on a really wonderful Alice in Wonderland journey in an assessment that's great fun for them, and there's 20 questions in there, but actually there's one key thing you need. So you could make the assessment have one thing that's the thing you need, but there's no fun in that. So always think to yourself, what's the end goal? What do I need out of this and what do they need out of it? Because they're often two different things. They need to keep engaged. They need to keep exhilarated about going through the program. They need to keep satisfied and fulfilled. You need their homework submitted.
Right. That's a really great point, to really think through why. Mm. So I just want to share one thing for everybody before we go, is we want to let you know that Power Women Worldwide, we have our own Kajabi Sisterhood page. If you are using Kajabi, you join us here every Thursday at 10:30. Jodee's doing a little tip about Kajabi. Every Thursday night at 6 o'clock, we have a working group where you can bring in whatever is going on. Those of us that are attending, we laugh. Jodee's not there. So it's like the blind leading the blind, and we fumble and we laugh, and some bring wine to join the process, and you're perfectly invited. This is at the Kajabi Sisterhood. One thing I know for sure is Jodee and I, really want you to make money. Super duper. Now, here's one of the things when people ask me, why? Out of all the Kajabi consultants, and I can help you, hire me. Why did I hire Jodee? Tell you a couple of reasons why I hired Jodee. Number one, I've been in the official Kajabi Facebook page for a long time. Well, maybe not a long time, a year. And what I noticed about Jodee is she was always giving. She was always sharing. She wasn't asking for the business, she was giving of her soul and her heart. And she was fascinating about what she was sharing. Number two, in Kajabi, you get awards for meeting certain financial milestones. And people will show, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. One day, there she was, Jodee shared that she had made $500,000 from Kajabi. That means $500,000 from sitting in her butt at home. $5,000 for enjoying being in her house and working from home and doing this all online. $500,000. And I love when I have validation and verification that my consultants aren't just talking the talk, but they're actually walking the walk, because they know what it's like to be hitting the table going, this sucks. And they know what it's like to go, yay, we won. So that's why I chose to work with Jodee, and Jodee was been gracious enough to be willing to do this show with us each week. So thank you, Jodee, for being here.
Very welcome.
Thursday. Everybody else, look forward. I will put the link for Kajabi, and we will see you next week. Take care, all. Bye.